Hello everybody, this is RC Central here, and today we're going to be looking at a quick little video of waterproofing your electronic servo, or this little thing right here. Now I'm going to be using Plasti-Dip to waterproof this, and really Plasti-Dip makes everything very quick in the first process, and it's all about just letting it dry and getting several coats if you want to be more secure. So really this is going to be a very quick video today, because there's not much to talk about. So here we have the servo, and when you first get your servo, you're going to want to get a little tiny O-ring, maybe about that wide, just to fit around the servo horn itself, just barely, nice and snug. And what you want to do is take the screws, they'll most likely be on the back of the servo, take them all the way out, and this front panel should come off, and you want to take it off very gently. And the reason I'm not doing this on video is because I already have the O-ring inside of there, and when I take it off it'll just take a very long time to get it on. It was hard to get it on in the first place. But this entire top cover will come off, and you want to gently lift it up so you don't disturb any of the gears or make them fall and lose them. And then you want to slip your O-ring around the, not the horn, whatever I was calling it. It's the servo piece. You want to slip the O-ring around there, and then you want to put the cover back on. And if you want to add a dab of marine grease onto the O-ring just to keep it a little bit more sealed, and you want to fit the cover back on, screw it all together, and it'll look just like normal. There's an O-ring already in here, and you can't really tell any difference between if it isn't or isn't in there. If it is or isn't, and then what you want to do is tie a little tiny knot with a loop onto the end of the servo lead so that you can dip it into the Plasti-Dip. And if you're wondering what Plasti-Dip is, it's a rubbery kind of water, kind of a solution. So it's basically liquid rubber. You dip it in there, it's like water, and then when you pull it out it reacts and it starts to dry and it turns into a rubber coating. And so this is good for waterproofing things because it can't get through the rubber, and because it doesn't mess with electronics because it seals it electrically. So really all we're going to do here today is dip this into the Plasti-Dip. So after you make a loop, you want to make a stand where you can put this onto any long object. I've chosen a really broken ruler so it hangs. And then you want to make a place for it to sit. I've taken just the back of my truck's bumper and a flat remote, and it lets it hang there, and I've hung this for a while and it hasn't fallen down, and I can push it because you don't want this to fall while it's drying. And so that's where it's going to hang while it's going to dry. And I have an old towel just in case I drip, and I have a piece of cardboard so that when it's drying it'll drip onto that. And this stuff gets relatively dry kind of fast, but then it takes a while to finish the rest because the outside dries first and the inside has to dry. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take off the Plasti-Dip lid, and we're going to dip this in there for a few seconds, pull it out, let it drip off a little bit, and then what we're going to do is we're going to let it dry, and then it usually takes about 4 hours minimum to dry. And then what you want to do after that is give it another coating if you just want some extra secureness. And of course that coating is going to completely cover your knob right here. I don't know the exact name of that, but the servo knob. And what you're going to do is take some like a blade or an X-Acto knife and carefully go around and just get rid of that. And because of the O-ring in there, no water should get in that way, and then because of the rubber, no water should get in any way at all, and not even through the screws. And really that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. It's put the O-ring on there, dunk it, dry it, and then do another coat if you want to. And this stuff can be kind of toxic, not really toxic, but the fumes in it aren't that good, kind of the same with paint. So you just want to make sure you have a well ventilated area, maybe keep the fan on, and open a window after you're done. So really all I'm going to do here next is dip it right on in. So I've already shaken this so you can see that some's on the cap itself, but you do want to shake this before you dip. So here we go. You want to make sure you get about an inch up the wire. Gonna let it sink on in there. let it completely cover it. Camera can't see it, but I can, and it's being completely engulfed by this. Leave it for a few seconds. It's covering the wire, and then pull it out. Try not to scrape it on the edges of the can. And boom, completely engulfed. I'm going to let it hang for a bit, let some of it drip off. And you're probably wondering how I'm going to get the screws through the little mounting holes, and really you can just poke through the rubber. So you can already see it starting to form a layer onto the servo itself. So it gets pretty rubbery pretty quickly. I'm just going to go ahead and carefully scrape off that excess. Try not to scrape off the dip itself. And there we go. Now I just need to let this sit and dry. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.